All right, shalawam. First, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kagodash, the models, so apostles, the elders, the GMS, to elect through the workings of sincerity and truth, shalawam. This is our cut here, GMS precepts, and I got a few articles here I want to get into concerning the economy, man, and how it's not looking too good. See, how it's not looking too good, and just so you know, uh, January is going to kick off the BRICS nation, right? Or which is going to spell an end of the power of the dollar. You see, the dollar, and now look at this article from CNN. It says the dollar is heading for its worst month in a year. It's not all bad news. Yeah, all right. Matter of fact, let me get this article here first. This is from MSN, right? It says United Arab Emirates officially stops using dollar for oil trades, right? I believe you had one country that did a deal with China. It might have been Saudi Arabia. I'm not 100% sure for the first time. Um, it might have been Saudi. I'm not sure. Right? It says so. Yeah. So you got the United Arab Emirates officially stopped using the dollar for oil trades, which they're gonna become part of. They just recently been added on to the BRICS nation. I believe it's gonna take effect in January 1st. Here it is. Let me jump down here. It says the BRICS influence and United Arab Emirates strategic shift. It says the BRICS bloc comprising of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Recently expanded its membership to include United Arab Emirates, along with Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and Argentina. And I believe you got a bunch of other countries. I'm not sure the number. I think it's like 20 or 30, maybe 40 other countries that want to join the BRICS nation as well, right? Um, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on the official on the number, but I'll just say it's a lot. A lot of other nations want to join as well, right? Now, when these other so this is what's happening. You got a lot of nations that are aligning themselves or choosing sides, right? Because what's going to happen is, matter of fact, let me read. This expansion signifies a growing inclination towards de-dollarization among these nations, right? Because currently, which we see with our own eyes, it's that power of the dollar is losing its power, right? It's not the dominant monetary system on the planet anymore. We see it's losing its power as a world currency. It says towards a DDoS, a move that challenges. Let's see, here we go. Challenges the traditional hegemony of the U.S. dollar into international trade. The UAE's decision to prioritize local currency over the dollar in new oil deals is a clear reflection of this sentiment. This move isn't just a mere policy shift; it's a strategic maneuver in a complex chess game of global economics. Now, if you know anything about global economics, in global conflict, before global conflict, there's always conflict of economics. There's always a economic war. There's always an economic war before a world war. It says so we can see that let's say if you didn't believe in the scriptures, right? Or you don't believe in World War III, which the scriptures speak about World War III, Revelation the 9th chapter, right? Isaiah the 13th chapter, Isaiah the 34th chapter, it speaks about a third world's war, right? Isaiah 34 goes into the destruction, but the World War III is in the scriptures. Let's say you don't believe in that, and you know about history, you know that every major the two wars, the first two wars, it started off about money. So why would this war, why would the third's war be any different, man? By aligning with the BRICS nations, the United Emirates is not only diversifying its economic partnerships but also reinforcing the position of global blah 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 blah. Right? Let me go back to the main article. The U.S. dollar is heading for its worst month in a year. Okay? The dollar is barreling towards a 3.7% loss in a losses month against a basket of six major currencies in what would be the worst monthly performance in a year, right? So you have it's how does the dollar, how is it barreling toward a loss because less countries are using it, right? That's good news for countries relying on imports and commodities, most of which are traded in dollars, as well as nations paying down dollar-denominated debt. But American businesses and consumers could end up paying more for imported goods. I don't know where this nigga is talking about. It's good. Yeah, it's good news. It's not all bad news, right? It's good news for other countries because if it said the U.S. dollar is barreling toward a 3.7% loss this month against a basket of six major currencies, right? So that means the six major currencies that are above the dollar, they can come here. This article is going to go into it also. Those countries can come here, and their money is going to be worth more because our money is losing its value, right? It's like if it's like people in a race, right? If five people were in a race and I was number one, and then I start to slow down, I drop down to number three. That means you got two people ahead of me now, and that's exactly what's happening. You got other countries surpassing America as far as the power of their of their monetary system, right? So that's why it says that's good news for countries not going to import the commodities, most of which are traded in dollars, as well as nations and that. But American business and consumers could end up paying more for imported goods. You see, so all those TVs, and America is known for importing a lot of things. America isn't really known as a producing nation. America is known for they're a big import nation. They import a lot of goods here. Your TVs, your electronics, right? Your cars, your vehicles, a lot of those are imported. Guess what? It's going to cost more now. The U.S. dollar index was on a tear between mid-July and October, surging by more than 7% as a slew of positive economic data from the United States fueled expectations. The Reserve will keep the interest rates high, blah, blah, blah. Higher rates boost the currency of the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, higher rates means the dollar is stronger, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I read this. I'm just trying to skim through this to get to the point. I'll leave these articles in the description. But then it says, but in recent weeks, signs that the U.S. economy has finally started to decelerate have convinced investors that the Fed is done hiking borrowing costs and will soon turn to cutting rates. I can see 2 more quarters of the U.S. dollar weakness, particularly if it becomes even more clear that the Fed are going to cut rates. Right? So they're going to, see, it says 2 more quarters of weakness. And we know what's happening, like I said, in January 1st. The BRICS nation is going to come to effect. Right? You got all these countries that are going to ditch the dollar now and just start trading in different currencies. You see? I remember I saw one article saying $1 is going to be equal to $55, or is it the other way around? Yeah, a 50 is going to take. The currency is going to be the weakness of the dollar is going to be. It's going to be apparent very soon once January starts. Right now it says who wins for countries that depend on commodity imports. A weaker dollar means that they have to pay less for essentials like wheat, crude oil, right? That in turn could cool overall inflation of the economies, right? Then it said who loses? Us. A limber dollar is bad news for American consumers who can expect to pay more for imported goods such as French wine and Chinese-made toys and more on vacations abroad. So guess what? That's a sign. The economy is a sign of the strength of the country. right? So if you go to another country, Americans used to boast and bring a lot of money. Yeah, they will go to a country and spend a lot of money because normally the U.S. dollar is so strong. You can go into most countries and your money, American money, is worth more than the money than the country you're visiting. Now it's going to be reversed, right? U.S. home prices climb for the seventh month in a row to a record high, right? Now it's crazy because now 100,000. If you make six figures, if you make $100,000 a year, that's considered the middle class now. Look at this. Home prices in the 20 biggest U.S. metros rose for the seventh month in a row and hit a record high, reflecting on a persistent shortage of property sales. Right, so we're gonna see. It's like people can't afford houses. It's gonna come to a point now where the interest rate is around 8%. Right now, if the interest rate drops, a house that was worth one price that price is just gonna skyrocket, right? So the housing market is a real indicator of how an economy is doing as well. And if so, it's like all facets of this economy is breaking down, man. You see? Now let's see what their solution is to these whole crises. This is from CoinDesk.com. It says digital euro can end bank crisis because I think one bank today failed or had issues. I think it was Chase. I can't. It's off the top of my head. There's so many it's so many articles, man. It's hard to keep track of everything that goes down on a daily basis. Like a lot of things are moving fast, right? Digital euro can end bank crisis. Now we know this talking about the Europe, but it's the same thing. The same thing over here too, here in America, right? Digital euro can end bank crisis is better than deposits. Ex Bank of Spain chief. Ex Bank of Spain chief says. Right, like a digital dollar. This is their solution to everything is what a digital dollar. They wanna go digital, and we know. I believe it was Carl Schwab. He was quoted as saying he wants that digital dollar to become implantable. You see, Revelation 13. Okay, so I'll leave these articles in the description box. He's just saying a whole bunch of crap, saying how a digital dollar is better than deposits, which is crazy. Especially when you consider fractional reserve banking, because I doubt that's going to end with this digital money. It's just something more to monitor. Anyway, I'll leave these articles in the description box. Lord, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, shalawam.